Family is messy, complicated, loud, sometimes exhausting, but also the one place where love feels the most real. And when you mix that with romance and comedy, Korean dramas somehow turn everyday family chaos into something healing, relatable, and addictive to watch. Today, we're talking about 10 rom-com K-dramas that don't just focus on butterflies and first kisses, but also on parents, siblings, in-laws, children, and the kind of love that stays even when romance gets shaky. As we go through each drama, I want you to think about your own family, the fights, the sacrifices, the misunderstandings, because these stories hit harder when you see yourself in them. Our Universe 2026. This latest rom-com from TVN starts with a concept that already sounds chaotic in the best way possible. Two in-laws who can't stand each other, forced to live together while raising their nephew. And of course, what starts as daily arguments slowly turns into something deeper. What I love about this setup is how realistic it feels. Sometimes love doesn't begin with sparks. Sometimes it begins with responsibility. Taking care of a child together changes people. It forces them to grow up, to communicate, to soften. Personally, I think enemies to lovers stories work best when there's something bigger at stake. And in this case, it's family. I'm really curious how their resentment slowly melts into affection. And let me ask you this. Do you think love can grow naturally when two people are forced into the same space? Or does it only work when it happens freely? 18 Again, 2020. In 18 Again, a struggling middle-aged man magically returns to his 18-year-old body. At first, it sounds like a fantasy about reliving youth, right? But what makes this drama powerful is not the romance. It's the regret. He sees his wife and children from a different perspective and realizes how much he took them for granted. I remember watching this and thinking how many parents probably carry silent regrets. How many spouses slowly drift apart without even noticing. The second chance here isn't about becoming popular in school again. It's about becoming a better father and husband. And honestly, it made me emotional. If you had the chance to go back in time, would you fix your love story or your family mistakes first? Twinkling Watermelon 2023. Twinkling Watermelon takes us back to 1995, where a high school student time travels and meets his parents as teenagers. That alone is such a beautiful concept. Imagine seeing your parents before they became mom and dad. Seeing their dreams, their insecurities, their first love. What I adore about this drama is how it balances youthful romance with heartfelt family healing. The son doesn't just find love in the past. He begins to understand his parents as individuals. And I think that's something many of us forget. Our parents had their own unfinished dreams. Watching this made me appreciate mine more. Have you ever tried imagining your parents as teenagers with their own crushes and fears? Family by Choice, 2024. Family by Choice explores three young people who grow up together like siblings, separate for years, then reunite as adults. And suddenly, feelings are no longer simple. This drama really makes you question what defines family. Is it blood, or is it shared memories? The romantic tension becomes even more complicated because their bond feels both sibling-like and something more. I personally love stories about chosen families. Sometimes the people who stay by your side aren't related to you at all. But here's the interesting part. When childhood comfort turns into adult attraction, is that beautiful or messy? I want to know how you feel about friends to lovers stories that start from a family-like bond. Crash Course in Romance, 2023. Crash Course in Romance mixes education pressure with unexpected love. A famous math instructor and a single mother cross paths because of her daughter's education. At first, there are misunderstandings and pride, but slowly warmth grows. What stands out to me is how this drama portrays single motherhood with strength and dignity. The romance feels mature, not dramatic for the sake of drama, and the family element is central. The mother's world revolves around her child, and any romantic decision affects more than just her heart. I think that's what makes this drama relatable to adults. Love isn't just about two people. It's about timing, responsibility, and sacrifice. Do you think it's harder to fall in love when you're already a parent? When the Camellia Blooms, 2019. When the Camellia Blooms follows a single mother who runs a small bar and attracts the attention of a kind-hearted police officer. On the surface, it's sweet and funny, But underneath, it deals with judgment, small-town gossip, and the courage to love boldly. I admire this drama so much because the female lead isn't portrayed as weak. She's cautious because life forced her to be. The romance feels healing rather than dramatic, and the male lead's sincerity is honestly refreshing. This drama makes you think about how society treats single parents. Should past choices define someone's future happiness? I personally think this story shows that second chances in love are not only possible, but necessary. The Sound of Your Heart, 2016. The Sound of Your Heart is chaotic, exaggerated, and completely ridiculous in the best way. It follows a cartoonist, his eccentric family, and his patient girlfriend. The humor is loud and sometimes absurd, but that's exactly why it works. Families are weird. Every household has inside jokes, embarrassing moments, and dramatic overreactions. This drama captures that energy perfectly. I love how it doesn't try to be deep, yet somehow shows the comfort of unconditional love. It reminds us that romance doesn't always need grand gestures. Sometimes it survives through laughter and shared stupidity. Be honest, is your family more calm and quiet, or total chaos like this one? Castaway Diva, 2023. Castaway Diva tells the story of a girl who escapes an abusive home situation and ends up stranded on an island for years. When she returns to society, she chases her dream of becoming a singer while reconnecting with people from her past. This drama surprised me because while it has romantic and comedic elements, it also bravely addresses domestic violence and trauma. The family theme here is painful but realistic. Not everyone comes from a warm home, and sometimes building a new family is part of healing. I found this drama inspiring because it shows resilience. Do you believe love can fully heal someone's past wounds, or does healing have to come from within first? The Reply 1988 and its sister seasons focus on neighbors who grow up together, sharing meals, secrets, and first loves. These dramas are slice of life at their finest. There's no extreme plot twist, just everyday life. And somehow that's what makes it powerful. Parents worrying about money, kids hiding report cards, friends teasing each other. Watching this series feels like opening a time capsule. It reminds you of simpler days. Personally, I think this series defines what family truly means. It's not only the people inside your house, it's the auntie next door, the uncle who scolds you, the friends who practically live with you. If you could go back to one year of your youth, which year would you choose? Dr. Cha centers on a woman in her 40s who decides to pursue her long-forgotten dream of becoming a doctor after discovering her husband's betrayal. This drama hits differently because it talks about marriage after years of routine, about women who sacrifice careers for family, and about rediscovering self-worth. The romance here isn't about first love. It's about realizing you deserve better. I respect this drama so much because it empowers without being unrealistic. Starting over in your 40s is scary. Choosing yourself after decades of compromise is even scarier. Do you think it's ever too late to chase your dreams, especially when family responsibilities are involved? All these dramas prove that Romcom isn't just about cute dates and funny misunderstandings. It's about parents who try their best, children who grow up too fast, couples who fall out of love and find their way back, and people who discover that family is both their biggest challenge and their greatest comfort. Now, I really want to hear from you. Which of these dramas felt the most personal to you? Do you prefer youthful romance or stories about married couples and second chances? And if your life were a family rom-com, would it be chaotic, healing, or full of secrets? Let's talk about it in the comments. Because sometimes sharing our stories is the first step to understanding them.